Vietnam vet. You know, just those words strung together conjure up completely different images for people depending on when you were born, what your experience was with the war, who you know, what you may have gone through personally. But here's what I know. Through my involvement through the boot campaign, we're making a difference. A small difference, maybe, but a difference nevertheless. In the lives of some of our warriors that are coming home right now, men and women with visible and sometimes invisible injuries, and it's a beautiful thing, and I really think that this generation really gets that the public is behind them. But you would probably also appreciate that Vietnam veterans didn't have that at all, quite the contrary. People spitting at them, on them, calling them baby killers. And it was essentially the exact same dedication process, but the country wasn't behind them. And whether you agree or disagree, of course, with the war, just like the most recent ones that we've been involved with, it's about the warrior. And so the reason that I'm doing this video is I made a simple Facebook post recently, and it's gotten some legs with talking about this very topic and the fact that Tony and I were in a Lowe's recently, and I saw a gentleman coming down the aisle in one of those little scooters, and he had a Vietnam veteran cap. You've seen them many times. And I just said to him, as I do to Vietnam veterans whenever I see them, I say, thank you for your service. And then I add to it, I want to make sure that you hear that, because I know you didn't hear that when you originally came home. And invariably there's an emotional reaction. And for that reason alone, you might never want to do it. But I want to ask you to push through that personal discomfort, because they need to hear it. And we can have a difference. We can have an impact. We can make a difference by doing that. And I want to package this up and create a larger sense of commitment. So I'm going to ask for your help, and I'd love to hear back from you on this. I would love to hear you actually do this, engage with this commitment, engage with this process. Let me know. Go ahead and just make a comment down below here about your commitment to this, and then I'd love to hear about your experiences. And if this thing catches on the way that I believe it can, we may be able to name this, wrap a label around it, and really create a nationwide effort, because these men and women that fought for us in Vietnam, they came home and they weren't appreciated. They weren't thanked. And this pain goes deep. And you can make a difference. Make a difference today. You're going to run into one. We all do. So when you find out that you're coming face to face, or you've encountered, or you've just met somebody, maybe it's not wearing the Vietnam vet cap, but they served in Vietnam, thank them for their service and say, welcome home. You're going to make a difference.